All right, guys. This is the stream for our community contest number 1. Create your own monster.
Dun dun dun.
So first up, we're going to go over the honorable mentions category.
And we had a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, there was some amazing entries. Honestly, it was incredibly hard to judge. There was just so much good stuff.
There were some personal favorites of mine that unfortunately didn't make it, but we're gonna do the shoutouts right here.
Here we go. So first up, we got one from Alexander. He repurposed a lot of the Fire Forest environmental art into a giant, crazy kind of tree golem with moss shoulder pads and thorns for mouth. Really, just absolutely ominous image.
Pretty wild.
Probably the most horrifying one that we got.
I would say easily like the scariest.
Yeah, definitely won the scary category.
Yeah, hats off to you, Alexander. It's awesome work, man. Next up is NHN's Walking Tree. She found a random tree that is not an actual piece of art in the game. The procedural map generator drew the trees in that way so that it looked like they had legs, and she got inspired by that and put some eyeballs on it. And it's a really imaginative set of moves and just really humorous and it's just excellent all-around piece of art.
Yep. I really like the headbutt attack.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's good stuff. Next up is Betrayer. He has a trio here of monsters, and all of them have multiple things going on. The dog's got 2 heads. The sprites said there's 3 of them with different elemental attacks, and the tree just has tons of different attacks. But we've really just loved the attention to detail in his art. There's really nice line art, and the attacks were just super creative. I know this was one of Ransom's personal favorites, and he was ready to let this one just straight up win the contest, honestly, So
Yeah, I think this is some of the coolest art we got.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one as well. The moves are just really well thought out. It's really creative.
Absolutely.
Next up is Bronze with his Gobbling Pack. We really the presentation on this is so clean. This guy probably works in the building next to us on a competing game or something.
I know. That's why we couldn't choose
A nice polished concept presentation going on.
It's fantastic, and overall we really like the idea of the Gobbling Pack. I was kind of saying in retrospect, I would feel a little bad. It would be like we're killing their babies, but hey, we do it in the fungus game, so why not the Fire Forest?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
That's right.
really well thought out. And next up is his Raptor. Yeah, the Raptor is really, really cool design too. I love the oversized teeth, and just he's really kind of taking the gobbling concept and just evolved it out, and just wonderful colors too, and overall, great presentation again. This is one of my personal favorites. This guy
Skullclaw.
is the Skullclaw.
Yeah, this thing is cool.
Yeah, this is Campcrafter 25's entry, and this just reminds me so much of the stuff I used to draw, back in school, and just it's just awesome.
It hit a nostalgic
You can
area
tell
to all of us.
this guy was excited about this.
This guy, this Skullclaw, is just so sick.
Yeah, he's got the shining claws.
I want to draw the Skullclaw,
Yeah.
right now, he's got me excited about the Skullclaw. It's just awesome. Look at the signature. It's a little happy face with a gun shooting another happy face. I mean, it's just
That's right.
It's just crazy. It's awesome. I just love it. And you can see the attacks and everything are written out in the background. He flips over the air and breathes his tail down on the player and that kind of thing. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, this is one of my personal favorites.
Oh,
It's just got a chill demeanor.
Yeah, this guy resounded with Comet in a
absolutely.
major way.
Oh gosh.
Even though this is in the honorable mentions, I would say, if you do see this monster in the game someday in some
probably
place,
because I love it so much.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see he burrows into the ground and does this lava attack. But what we thought was so cool about this guy is how chill he looks when he's just hanging out above the ground.
that face.
Yeah, man. This guy is relaxed.
Connor, if you're listening, man, I gotta tell you, Comet has noticed.
Oh,
This guy's little hairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just what does he say? You come in the room and he's like,
Yo,
He's
hey.
hey.
just puts up one hand.
gosh. I love it. I love it so much.
It's an amazing.
I want to hang out with this guy.
Yeah.
I just chill next to this monster, watch TV.
It's a goddamn glorious drawing. He captured something. Yeah.
He did.
Next up is Eternal Flux's Suicide Worm. This was one of my favorites. I commented on it on the forums,
Oh,
and
yeah.
And for me, this is just mechanically, it was a really cool idea. Just the idea that like a little suicide monster that charges towards the players and explodes. I really thought that could be a nice mechanic for the Fire Force, because I feel like everybody backs off from the fireballs and you're just in this safe zone, and it's like, no, this guy's like, no, I'm gonna charge you,
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that could really round out the set and the Fire Force. But overall, it's just it's a great mechanic. The presentation is really nice. It could feel like a lot of energy in his layout. I like it. Next up is Ian. This is just an awesome style. Like, it reminds me a lot of like almost like Tim Burton's like sketches, and like I know a lot of like different artists that I work around like try to work in a similar style to this, of kind of just like flat pen and ink style art.
Yeah,
it's really, really great
yeah,
style.
this was a good drawing.
Yeah, the drawing's beautiful. Now, the potted plant thing kind of like put me off a bit, because I was just like, you can't have a potted plant in the Fire Force.
Yeah.
Like, who's making the pots? Who's putting the plants in these pots? But I think overall it's a really cool design. Like, the face of that monster.
Yeah, that
is
one
glorious.
monster face right there is pretty sick.
It is awesome.
It's got a little chin dimple.
Yeah, he's got it going on. All right, next up is Jazz Hat.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Now, Jazz had actually sent in like something around like 8 or 9 entries, and they're all really cool. Like, he's got a really nice like sense of design, and
Was
just
it she or he?
oh, actually, yeah, maybe a girl. I'm not sure.
Anyways, Jazz
Yeah, most people did not identify their gender on their entries, although you could assume from some of the names.
Mhm.
Anyhow, this is kind of like a forest golem. Just really cool. I don't know if he actually put any attacks down for what he does. I think it was explained in the email.
Yeah, it was written in the email.
Yeah, so each of the monsters had like a really cool design and then a really cool description of like their attacks. And we have another one from Jazz Hat after this as well, which is his.
The presence alone kind of suggests a very cool idea.
Yeah.
This vulture, man.
So this is the Ghost Rider
This
of
was
vultures.
one of Ransom's favorites.
This needs to be on a heavy metal album cover or something, or like a really incredible belt buckle.
Oh yeah,
It's
really nice.
This thing's great.
I'm digging it, man. The Ghost Rider of vultures. I would have loved to see him in the Fire Force personally.
It's honestly a little too metal for the Fire Force. Like, this is the thing that visits you before disaster comes.
You'd be like Fire Force Reloaded. All right, next up is JMax 18 with the Goblin Mutant. And he's got some really cool anatomy going on in here. Like, this guy, like, he actually has, like, you can see a bicep.
He's
and
working on
like,
these
his tricep.
muscles.
Yeah, the forearms and everything.
Mhm.
With big muscly thighs.
He's got his, like, pecs and abs and everything
Keep
all
it
ripped
up.
out. Yeah.
Got a great future ahead of you.
Yeah, this is some actually like really nice art, and you can tell he's got a decent paint program too from the quality of the strokes.
Yes,
That's
I
either
see it.
Photoshop or Krita or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're heading in a good direction, buddy. So and the design is really nice overall as well. This is co-capped. So
I love the muscles.
I forget what his name was, but he says on the
Dropling?
left, the Dropling, I think it was called. But he says, check out these lats and traps. So the trapezius muscle and the latissimus dorsi here in the back are just like hyper
Check it out,
developed,
baby.
because he
Oh, yeah.
hangs on the roof and then he drops down and goes into a rolling ball and attacks you, and it's just.
There's some good
Yeah,
thought put
the
into
imagination here is
yeah.
just awesome.
The
Like,
visuals match the functionality.
yeah, we
I
were
love it.
super excited about this guy, and he was definitely in the final running for quite a while. So we really just had to narrow it down, but definitely one of our favorites here. It's great work. And next up is Matt Dab 8, and he's got a tree. Now, I believe in the description for this one, the actual monster is a parasite that goes into the tree and then takes over and forms all these vines and roots that come out, and they take the shape of like different weapons, like a huge fist or a hammer or something like that. And he just it does all kinds of.
Definitely up my alley is in terms of that. You kind of got that cute face going on, but the overall creepiness kind of like
Yeah, you got
has
this contrast.
Yeah, there's a nice contrast that I personally always like putting into our game. If you've noticed.
And this is one of the nicer drawings too. Got all that shading going on.
Oh yeah, the shade imaging.
Yeah, it's very, very finished drawing.
Mhm.
Great submission. Next up is Nat P. Now I know Ransom really connected with this monster. He loved this monster and like
It
he was
looks
just
good.
yeah. It's a very cool design.
I could see this guy working in the game.
Yeah. And overall, I think his mechanic was that he would be stationary and he would come out and he shoot kind of an array of fireballs at you
And fans out.
right. So yeah, overall it was a really cool submission. The team was definitely excited about him, and he was definitely in the running for quite some time until it had to get whittled down, which is really the case for most of these. And next up is Renflare. This is like straight up Digimon. Like,
This is a Digimon right here.
yeah, he's just awesome though.
Like
Like
a
the
digital
design.
key.
The design is really cool. I think he was supposed to be part of some kind of a tribe, like a native tribe or something.
That's a legendary
yeah.
Pokemon if I haven't seen one.
Absolutely. Although I think one of the big
He
problems
wrote
about
us some stuff about his like behaviors as a creature and stuff, and how he was a predator. And
yeah.
he went into detail about how this monster.
I like his
Live.
signature too. It's like super swoopy and artistic, like.
Swoopy.
But yeah, I was thinking like this would if we did a creature like this, like we'd have to have like tents and like develop out his whole culture, because he just feels like so intelligent and cultured in a way, like
Very
compared to the
sentient,
other
yeah.
monsters. Yeah, but it's just an awesome entry. I love the colors; they're really super bold and aggressive. It's
Mhm.
really nice. Next up is Romario. I forget what the name of this guy was, but like, man,
The
what a
details.
crazy design.
The details.
And I love that, like, he put his tools out here, or she, that they put their tools out, just to like show us, like he like this is what I did it with, and it's an awesome set, and
This is another really great drawing.
it's beautiful. I mean, like, look at the hatching, like going all down like the torso and the tail, and just like all the just intricate like line art, like with all the little twisty vines and stuff. It's just unbelievable. It even feels like it has like some kind of like strange like symbolism going on, like these like some of these patterns in here. You can almost like make out like little eyes and like all kinds of weird like I don't know, like summoning symbols and stuff, like alchemy and like just it's insane. It's super magical. This would be the kind of creature I would want to like float down from the roof and just grab somebody and slowly fly away.
Oh, no.
You'd be like, no, oh god.
Into the void.
Yeah, it's beautiful work though. Next up is Sir Cool Jerk. So he wanted to do a variant of the Goblin, one that spat spikes, one that was spitting out like the little flies, and
I guess from like that kind of looks a little more like the mid boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was thinking basically like variants on the mid boss, I guess, that could shoot out different things.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also had another kind of monster that lives within the red spikes. And we saw another submission that has this similar idea, but it's like slightly more rendered out. So you'll get to see that one coming up. This is Tauntaunt here with his Panzer tank. He thinks a German Panzer should be in the Fire Force. Now, on the forums, he underwent a lot of scrutiny for the top left image was apparently a captured Russian tank of some type.
Somebody with a lot of tank knowledge.
The out tank
tore into this entry on the forums.
Yeah, in the bottom center one, apparently there was something wrong with the listing of the 152 millimeter armor piercing shell wasn't actually the cannon that this tank was sporting, according to the tank expert.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that caused a lot of drama on the forums, and then
tankspert, I would like to say.
And then on the on the top right corner, if you look at, you'll see Tauntaun said, "Don't let NHN win." Yeah, so I guess there was a little bit of personal competition going on there between those two.
Drama.
Next up is Zephin. He's got his Mushroom Man concept.
I like this one a lot.
He says, designed as a substitute for the mid-boss appearing outside of its designated area. So this would be an elite monster, and he has a attack consisting of lumbering up to the player and hunkering down, emitting large amounts of poisonous gas. So I was thinking it would actually be kind of like a plunger, where his like top mushroom head would kind of come down over the body, and then it would like expel a bunch of gas from his nether regions. And
this guy looks like he belongs in Secret of Mana or something like that.
Oh, he's awesome.
Ragnarok.
I was really like predisposed to this monster. I really like wanted to just completely put him in the game because I've spent too much time in MapleStory, and it's just like anything with a mushroom, I have to get it back in there just to recreate
After all of Comet's mushroom monsters in the cave, I could see him doing this one.
Yeah, it's a super cool design. And we are up to the ranking art here now. So this is 4th place and the winner of 50 UC.
That's right.
Here we go. Cash money. Now. And it goes to Cathnor.
Yes, Cathnor.
So Cathnor gave us this incredible concept of this this bird that lives on top of the fire tree. It lays heat-resistant eggs, which you see on top of the fire tree. It does a dive attack. And it's a beautifully designed creature, and you can clearly see this guy, has got some artistic talent, with the line art and everything. Mm-hmm. He's put a lot of attention into the feathers.
Look at that head.
Yeah, I
mean,
this is
shape.
This is crazy stuff here, man. All right, but the real magic is about to happen here. So he sent this video along with his entry, and we'll show you now.
This was one of the best things.
This is just incredible. So I think he's animating in Photoshop just by using the transform tool, and this is just Wildfire laying into the tree. I mean, the narrative is so clear.
Wildfire's signature karate kick.
Tree takes damage. The tree is down. It's out for the count. The bird takes notice.
Oh, the bird's angry.
And here he goes. And it's an attack. It's a vicious, brutal attack. The bird comes up.
Miss Piggy exit.
Turns away. And here he goes. Wildfire
blood everywhere.
Out.
And,
yeah. And that is it for that. That's
so good.
Really helpful illustration of this monster's mechanics. Give us a really clear idea of what it can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good stuff. 3rd place and the winner of 100 UC goes to the Sputter Hopling by Duck or DOA Duck. And we're not sure how to pronounce it.
We're all divided on how to pronounce that name.
Yes. I like to think it's DOA Duck, like Dead on Arrival.
I thought it was Dead or Alive Duck.
Dead or Alive Duck. Do-a-Duck.
Or Do-a-Duck.
And but his idea is the Sputter Hopling. This is a goblin that spends half his time on the ground and half his time in the air, and we really like that it played with kind of like the dynamics, of the monsters that are currently in the level, and we all just thought he would throw like a really fun balance into the mix in terms of like how people kind of react to all the monsters right now. You just have those air monsters, the bomb droppers, and then you have a bunch of ground-based monsters that you can kind of train through, and this guy could just really help mix things up by playing a role in both fields.
This is to our goblins as the Paratroopa is to a Koopa Troopa.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And here you can see how the Sputter Goblin would move. Or Hopling.
I appreciate like that little drawing there. It helps to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the diagram shows really kind of like what he was thinking in terms of the attacks and everything, and he elaborated more in the email. But basically, we just think it was a really complementary monster to the existing monsters, and we love the entry, and yeah, hats off DO and Duck.
Or Do-a-Duck.
Do-a-Duck. You've got your reward in the mail. Next up is 2nd place with 150 UC.
Dun, dun,
and this is the same amount of UC that you get for the 1st place, except this monster will not go in the game, but, actually, it might go in the game someday. There's hard to say. Anyhow, this is the Spike Crawler. This is the guy I was telling you about who also lives in the red pore spikes. And the design is just gorgeous. It looks super ominous. He fits with the spikes and everything, and he went into great detail as far as like how this monster would attack and what all the conditions would be and everything.
I would like to bring out the point that there has been a lot of entries that had a lot of descriptions, but what made this stand out was that the drawings that explain how it works, it's just so clear. Like we all looked at it and we were like, oh, okay. Like we could instantly understand what this monster was about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it makes the spike pits feel a lot more interesting. Right now it's just like jump over them, disregard them. And I think like actually putting a monster in there would really make the map a lot more interesting. So Fire Soul 2412 really held true to his name and went with a crazy fiery red enemy here. And
this was going to be an entertaining monster to fight too, which is always important to me.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful stuff, though. Love the design.
Yeah, I think we were all strongly considering this for first place for a while there.
It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
very, very strong contender.
Yes, absolutely. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. First place monster goes into the game, and 150 UC prize goes to Hozuki Kiba.
Kiba-san!
Kiba-san. So this is a miner, and the idea with the miner is basically like that rare treasure monster that you guys have probably seen in many other games. So the deal with these type of monsters is they try to run away from you when you see them or attack them or do anything to freak them out, and you have to basically hunt them down and catch up to them and kill them before they can get away, and then they will shower you with tons of items and loot and boost and EC and whatever, right? So he's basically a running super treasure chest, and we just fell in love with that concept because I think it reminded us of all those games that we've played previously, you know, that just had mechanics like that, and it's such a wonderful kind of uplifting mechanic, you know, that would just really like make you feel great as a new player if you got to see one. And to be honest, it would make me feel great even as an older player. When I come in, I'll just be like, oh dude, we got to get that guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I come in on a new shell and I've just died or something, I want to find that guy.
Yeah, I think everybody would be excited to see this guy running around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it would be awesome, actually, if we put him on all the other maps aside from the Fire Force. Maybe we put like a different like little jacket or hat on him or something. So he just basically is like, this is the Fire Force version of him, but he could appear in other maps too. Because like I just love the idea of a rare monster coming out and just showering you with tons of stuff if you can get him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is basically it. Thank you so much, Hozuki Kiba. That's just an awesome piece of art and great concept overall. We were super into it. So enjoy your UC, and hopefully we'll see your monster in the game soon. Thank you to everybody who submitted art. These were just, you know, overall fantastic entries. Like some of these guys went above and beyond, you know, the Call of Duty here. Like the detail
kidding.
on the paintings was...
Yeah, that was really fun to look through everybody's entries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You lifted up our days, absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we came in and just getting to go over the art and getting to look at them on the forums, you know, was really encouraging to all of us just to keep kind of going crazy on the game and doing our best on our art. Yeah, so thanks a ton for participating, and we will keep you guys informed when Community Contest 2 rolls around.